Hello everybody. How are we today? Good, I hope. Let me turn that down just a teensy bit. So, we're doing more Omnitober again. I decided that I didn't like the sketchy kind of art style that I did for Omnitober originally. That was like a very get this done in a day so that I can post it type thing. These, I'm spending as much time as I want on them, and that will show because I'm doing something pretty special about them. Obviously, full line art, full render, but I would like to show I've also got multiple different versions of each version. So I've got the regular white and gray Omnitrix for Ben. Although I think I do kind of prefer where was it? Well, where is it now? Nope. There we go. I prefer the green and black for these specific ones because that's how I designed them originally. But I'm also doing homeworld species versions. This is kind of what the male of this species would look like. The species being Intercoilon. And this is what I imagine some of the female members of the species could look like. So that's cool. I did just notice something. I noticed uh-oh. There it is. Erase that. I'll have to resave that later. So we're going to be going down the list. And I'm going to open up Omnitober. Next in line to be redrawn is Ice Mage. So I've already done Octocopter, Spring Loader, and Stank Bomb, and I posted those to the Ink Tank server, and I'll be posting those to Twitter soon, but I figured I might as well just stream some of these, and this will become like a stream project. I kind of wish I had thought about that before when I did the first three, but I was busy with other stuff. I didn't really have the energy to stream, but I have the energy now, so let's just turn all this off. Female spring lady scares me. Why is that? I mean, I don't know, I think she's cute. She's got kind of they all have kind of a sausagey looking head, but I don't know, it works. I think it's fine. The weird thing about drawing the females is I would like to draw them in different poses, but that's so much extra work. So I just kind of change the proportions a little bit as much as I can, and then add slightly different features onto them. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and we'll grab a picture of Ice Mage, and I will copy and paste him into here. Shrink him down a little bit, and we'll get started on the sketching. I'm not recording these for like speed paints or anything. Just kind of going with the flow. Like I said, this is going to be probably a stream exclusive project. The facial expression just scares me. That's fine. This will be probably a stream exclusive project, something that I can just hop on and work on. And then the videos will go up on the channel. So, you know, it won't be like a huge thing, I guess. The chest thing looks like Genie's beard from Aladdin. Also doesn't help either. Yeah, I meant beard. Okay. Well, that's neither here nor there at the moment. Let's see. Is the music loud or quiet enough? I'm not sure. I changed some levels, as always, because I'm always tweaking that stuff. I want to make sure that the experience is good for you guys. Also, how is the video quality? I got better internet recently, or at least a better connection to the internet that I have. So hopefully there will be a little bit less latency, a little bit less buffering and lag and things like that. So let's go ahead and draw. Oh, that one looks pretty slick. Yeah, we're going to be redrawing him. And I'm going to try to put him in a different pose as well. I'm going to angle the chest this way. And I think, well, actually, hold on. I just did that with Spring Loader, so maybe not. Let's lock that bottom layer. Okay. Blah. I think it's perfect. I'm redrawing them not because I don't like their designs. I'm redrawing them to make better line art and to have more solidified designs. But yeah, the volume, everything is perfect, good. So yeah, I think I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to redraw the pose a little bit. Have the arced back chest. I've garnered a bit of a reputation lately for being fast and efficient with my artwork, and I don't know if I'll be able to keep that reputation up, but hopefully it will. Drazen, why make aliens for Ben when you can just make aliens as aliens? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I also want to have them as Ben because that's what they were originally designed as, but I want to have them as species because every alien in the Omnitrix is a species. There's a whole world out there full of these guys. I'm giving this dude the "You shall not pass Ganondorf" pose. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. We'll see. I was thinking more like sleeve out like this, and then the sleeve like down like this. Face pointing directly at us. Maybe looking slightly upward? Yeah, that looks nice. The biggest reason I want to solidify these in a rendered art style is so that I can mix them with my other Ben 10 aliens from different series. I would love to have, like, a big poster of all the Ben 10 aliens I've designed over the years. You know, from every different series. The Monster Hunter, the My Hero Academia, if I do, like, Minecraft or something down the line, you know, one of those things. And have, like, a big poster with all of them in a very similar art style. I don't know if I'm going to change his design much. I don't dislike it in any way. Maybe I will bring this down onto the sleeve more, and we'll just do solid instead of this kind of weird shape. I feel like making this design look feminine will also be pretty easy. So this is a good one to start with for this stream. Would these aliens have any different characteristics as they get older? Maybe do the white part in more of a poncho kind of shape. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. They probably would. For the sake of making this easier on myself, I really don't want to change too much about their physique as they get older. Like, you know, it's kind of a meme in the Ben 10 fandom that, like, the adult version of the alien looks exactly the same as the 10-year-old version of the alien. So I would technically be in keeping with the pre-established rules by doing that. But it's also just easier for me to follow that rule with the male versions of the aliens, just because, like, I feel like I don't need... I feel like I shouldn't have to... Not shouldn't have to. I feel like it would be much more of a hassle to completely redraw the entire alien's shape and then have to redo line art and have to redo, you know, that type of stuff. It's just more work than it's really worth. I think designing them in a way that look, you know, so they look like their home world, that makes sense to me. Like what kind of clothing would they have on their home world? What color variances are allowed? What kind of like differences between Ben and the species? But yeah, I don't think it's necessary that I draw them looking any older. If you want to make a fan version of these aliens, do the proportions however you feel is necessary, but yeah. Yeah, I finally made it to a live stream. I usually miss it and end up watching the recording. Oh, well, welcome. But yeah, if you guys ever want to do fan art of these, and speaking of, each of these versions, I have been rendering out just the line art as a PNG, so you can take that into any Photoshop document and color on the layer behind it, and color these yourself if you want, basically. A very quick and easy way to do, you know, your own version of the alien. Now I'm just rendering out the Ben version with the Omnitrix. So if you want to make an edit of any of the other, you know, male or female versions or whatever, feel free to do that as well. But I won't be providing that as easily for you. It's just easier to do the Ben version because that's what usually people want. It's the least common denominator, I guess you could say. Also, I think I'm going to change this guy's power set ever so slightly. A lot of Ben's aliens have, like, you know, they have cryomancy or whatever you want to call this, right? Like Big Chill, Arctic Iguana, they shoot ice and they freeze things and they change the temperature. But none of them can manipulate the ice after the fact. And I think I want this guy to be able to do that, where he can make ice levitate and move it around and shape it after it's been generated just as easily. That'll make him a little bit more unique as an alien. So if they're in a snowy environment, he won't need to make ice. He can just manipulate the snow or, you know, whatever. Or he could make it himself. And then from inside the sleeve, I'm going to draw a little bit. This is going to fade into shadow, I think. But I'm going to do the fog stuff after the fact. Because that'll be... what would be your alien fusions? Ben 10 was by Omnitrix? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If I could choose a by Omnitrix fusion for myself, what would I do? Is that what you're asking? That's a good question, actually. I don't know if I have an answer. I would probably just want to experiment, like, what I could make doing that, like, what types of aliens I could make, what powers I could combine, you know, that type of thing. But I really don't know if I have an answer for that. Okay, I think this guy is just about ready for, well, duplication. I was going to say line art, but he's not ready for line art yet. I have to duplicate this. And then I'm going to make what the males of these species look like. So I'm going to basically just change the outfit. And maybe change the snowflake design as well, because each snowflake should be unique, right? That makes sense. It's still going to have the 4 cardinal points, but I think having each one be slightly different is an idea. You're going to get to see me experiment in real time here as well, because, like, I don't know what's going to work and what's not. Maybe let's curve these ones down and curve these ones up. So it's not really like a perfect hexa bilateral symmetrical snowflake. I don't know what the technical math terms are for what snowflakes are, but like I think it's hexabilateral. I don't know. Whatever. It's or hexalateral. It's 6-way symmetry. Maybe kind of frills in the sorcerer's dress. Yeah. Could he be able to move the entire Antarctica? Probably not that much. I don't think he's that powerful, but like he might be able to alter the structure of like icebergs. You know. Move them out of the way, lift them out of the way, that type of thing. Maybe you can have frills. One of the Ben 10 futures, he has a biometrics. He or alien. I'm not, again, I don't know. Maybe there's a language barrier there. I'm sorry, I can't quite follow, but this is not a fusion alien, if that's what you're asking. Optimus. This guy's name is, for those of you who don't know, this guy's name is Ice Mage. I'm just making simple changes to these outfits and stuff, especially for the male version a lot of the time. Something that'll be easier to change in the line art when I duplicate it. I have like kind of a strange method of how I'm going about doing these, so like yeah, I am gonna add little icicles though. Maybe this is an age difference thing where like as they get older they form more icicles on their clothing. I don't know. I have so many aliens to get made over the next few years. Oh yeah. Is that his eye, or how does he see? This up here it functions like an eye. Yeah. I'm thinking it would work animation wise similar to Upgrade, where it just kind of either lights up, or maybe it would be absolutely terrible to animate, but what I would love for this is something like Rorschach, where it constantly is changing shape and like becoming different snowflake looks as he's talking. And maybe it can just cycle through a few, I don't know, whatever. However many lip flaps you would need for an animation, it would just cycle through different. But like, I think that would be an awesome aesthetic for this alien to have. And so what we're going to do is, for the female version, I duplicate the male version so that I can keep the design motifs I've chosen. And this is where it gets a little difficult, because I don't like the give something boobs and that makes it female. I want to, especially with these abstract aliens like this, I want to keep things a bit more like you can tell it's female, but not necessarily because it has a feminine shape. You know, there are other ways to evoke a female form without just giving it big old hips and booba. So I think one thing I'm going to use is floating icicles as like earrings, or maybe like antlers of some kind. And again, I'm going to change the... Actually, I think I'm going to erase the entire snowflake here and redraw it to be much more angular. Or not angular, much more curved. Because curved shapes evoke female more than sharp shapes do. And don't get me wrong, I love myself a sharp female, but... maybe a longer bottom snowflake arm as well can denote, you know, what would this species, how would this species denote what is male and what is female traits, right? Like, how, if I were a member of this species, what would I find attractive, right? Like, you know, there are different ways of doing that. I will slim down the waist a little bit. And actually, I should go back and remove the little Omnitrix hip placement there. On the male version. You know, give a little bit of a hip shape to it, but not much. You know. Again, you don't need to over-sexualize anything to make it look female. And then I think what I'm going to do is take this shape and bring it down. And then tuck it behind this shape. And then maybe create another shape here, so that I can fill this space. And put a diamond there. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then we can move on to line art. So I haven't found I haven't found a perfect way of doing this yet. The male head is bald, but the female has hair ice. I don't know if I would call it hair necessarily. It's just more pronounced ice. What's the word I'm thinking of? Ice ornamentation, right? It's. I'm thinking of it more like a headdress rather than hair. You know, it could also evoke the Viking helmet, right? So I don't know. Ice and Vikings go pretty well together. But anyway, so again, I don't know which way is best for doing line art, because you're gonna have to alter the line art either way. So like, let's just minimize it and go from there. I've just been playing it by ear this entire time with the other ones, because again, they're all unique. Come on. Getting a front-on, upward-looking head shape like this is so difficult sometimes. Oops, I forgot to do that. There we go. Females are more iced out, whereas have more icicle-like protrusions. Like what you have on the dress section already. Yeah, for sure. This is one of the reasons I'm so fast at artwork sometimes, is because of my method of using the vector line tool. And I know that I could do this with the symmetry tool, but I don't know. I just don't want to. This is a little bit more satisfying to me. There we go. Everyone designs aliens different. I have recently been told I prefer designs to be wackier. I think, Drazen, you prefer your designs to look more like Digimon, or at least that is the trend I've noticed. You really like to push the proportions, I've noticed. From what you've told me about the critiques that you've given me about the sketches and stuff that I've done, like, you really love that little upper arm, larger... Yeah. Little bicep, big forearm, big hand. You love that, I've noticed. And you really like the digidegrade legs. And I'm going to bring this down further, actually, and move the Omnitrix. And just, like, very animalistic aliens, which is totally fine. I like animalistic aliens as well. Personally, I like to blend a little bit more of the animal, humanoid, and abstract. If I can have an element of each of those, or at least two of those, in a drawing, in an art piece, in an alien, what am I trying to say? Basically, a lot of times I'll go down the list and I'll be like, animal, humanoid, abstract shape. And I'll either try to pick 2 or 3, or add 2 or 3 of those elements to all of my aliens. This one is humanoid and abstract shape, but Octocopter is animal and abstract, Hello, Caleb, how are you? Tastefully off-brand Digimon is how I describe a few of my alien designs. It is true. Yes. For sure. Yeah, they're not Digimon, like, rip-offs. They're just Digimon adjacent. Screeching noises. Uh-oh. Oh, like, are you doing like, you are making screeching? Okay, never mind. I thought you heard screeching noises coming from the stream, and I'm like, uh-oh, how'd that happen? I'm so self-conscious about my stream quality, man. That's the biggest thing. If you want to fuck with me, just tell me my stream is bad. Don't do that, though, seriously. There are some people that really do get their kicks off of, like, telling streamers that there's a technical quality or a technical issue. Don't do that. That's mean. And now it is Ash's turn to make a stab at my mountain of 144 species concept. Oh yeah. I'm good. Drawing a Nega Sandbox Emo Ben. Ooh. I'm here. Apologies for making you worried. How are you? I'm great. I am a little wary. So, you know, they haven't been into work since they were diagnosed, but we had to do a deep clean and all that stuff today, and I'm just a little... Oh, I'm a little apprehensive. I don't know what the word is. I hope I don't get COVID, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't think I have. We were pretty safe with how we went about everything, but yeah. So just, you know, wish me luck. If you believe in a deity, say a prayer for me, whatever. But elsewise, I'm good. Have you heard streamers have a one guy rule where if one guy is saying if more than one person are telling you that there's an issue, then maybe it's true. It's a little better, I guess. Oh, that's just sketch, never mind. No, actually, I don't like that. So here's something that I've always struggled with the Ben 10 art style. And I think they handled this decently well with, like, the inside of Ripjaw's mouth. But, like, how do you show a receding, like, shadowy... like something that's fading into shadow with cell shading, because cell shading is very hard shading and you want like a gradient, so it's I don't know, I'll have to play with that. I don't know if that works or not. I think I just like the 3 lines like that. Speaking of COVID, just got my booster today. Yeah, I need to get my booster. I need to make an appointment and all that. Okay. So let's go through, check my line art. Whoops, don't erase that. Strengthen that. There we go. Check my line art, see if there's any holes in it, like that. See if there's any extraneous lines, like sticking out like that, because sometimes there are. Like right down here, see? Don't want that. And there's a little bit right there. We'll shave that nubbin off. Redraw a little bit. But yeah, I think that is good for the Ben version. And let's just duplicate this, bring it up, turn that off, turn on this, lower that down, and make the changes that are necessary. For example, remove the Omnitrix, remove this, add my extra points here. I'm going to remove these. I think one thing, if you were going to draw your version of this alien as a species member that was like older than Ben, or even just Ben as ice mage in an older form. One thing that you could play with would be a ice beard of some kind. Maybe taking an ice spike off the chin or something like that. That could be interesting. Oh, adjust my seating here. I just did a walk-in along with my dad. Oh, yeah, walk-in. I don't know if there's anybody in my town that's... I probably should have got my booster a while ago. There probably are people around me that's doing walk-ins, but I haven't done that research yet, so I don't know. I've been pretty shut in. I either stay at my house or I stay at work. I do work with the public, but like I don't go anywhere else other than that. I don't, unless I have to. So I haven't heard many things. You know what? I think I will just do that. Have a little ice chin spike that it's going to be hidden behind the torso, but I think it'll look nice. And show that it's a different member of, the same species. I kind of draw my aliens as somewhat mature versions of the species. Yeah, I don't blame you for that. Okay, so now that I have the male version nailed down, I can go in and do that process again for the female version, which is going to be the most different, and this is the one I've been struggling with the most in terms of like recoloring and things like that. It's all a problem-solving thing, right? Like, when I go into the coloring phase, what do I copy over? And you'll see what I mean, but... erase the snowflake. There we go. What I think I might do with this is actually just draw this and copy paste it over so that they are perfectly symmetrical. Oops. Come on. Just get the tip off there. There we go. Grab this. Rotate a little. There we go. I do work with the public. And you probably do, so might have gotten COVID and been asymptomatic, but shrug. Yeah, that's the thing too, is it is possible to be asymptomatic. Unfortunately. Because I think it's almost worse to be asymptomatic, because yes, you feel fine, but like you are potentially spreading it, which is, I think, worse, because you could potentially and accidentally really hurt somebody, and it sucks. It's a big bummer. But enough about the doom and gloom. I'm tired of it. I don't want to talk about it on the stream anymore. Even though I was the one who brought it up. But yeah, I've been, I don't know, what else have I been doing? I'm debating a couple things. I'm debating if I should learn how to make music, or if I should learn how to use Blender. Because both of those things are skills that I want to learn, and both of those things will help me in my video making. Video making journey, I guess you could say. But I don't know if I should even dedicate the time to learning those things just yet, because I have so many other projects going. You know, I have commissions and stuff I need to get caught up on, and not even 2D commissions. I have 3D, action figure commissions I need to get caught up on, which are over a year old, that I need to really get my butt in gear and finish. And that sucks. Hey, Hades Blaze. Hi, how are you? Everyone hates it, but yeah, off that topic. I might, once I'm finished with this line art, run downstairs, take a just 30-second break, and grab myself a bottle of water, because I can already feel my vocal cords getting a little used. Oopsie. Okay, I think we got her. Good. You? Yeah, I'm fine. The Pokemon, or the problem, man, I'm dyslexic. The problem with me is I got a lot of things I've started and don't know what to work on. Oh, yeah. If you're just trying to get stuff done and you want to get it done quickly, the best way to do it is start on the small stuff, and then once you finish one small thing, you'll have more time to work on the next larger thing, and et cetera, et cetera. Free up all the time you need with the small stuff first, and then work your way up, pyramid style, or I guess inverse pyramid style. So yeah, I'm going to take a very, very, very quick break. This looks weird. I need to feel like this needs to come up higher and then go like that. And I feel like that's a problem with all of them, which is unfortunate. So I'll have to fix that in a moment. Yeah, I'm going to take a real quick break and grab myself a glass or a bottle of water. just so I can save my little vocal cords. So I'm just gonna throw up real quick. BRB, smiley face. Yeah, enjoy the tunes.
Better already.
Okay. Here we go. There we go. How was everyone else? Yeah. What about y'all? What have y'all been up to lately? Couple of issues I'm noticing already. Let's rotate the Omnitrix a little bit so that the center of it is lined up. And then, yeah, we're going to go in and just raise that spike up a little bit. This is an issue. It's like the way it contours to the body. If we have a much smoother line like that, it's not going to look as awkward. Yeah, that's much better. I actually feel like this one looks fine. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay. I'm just existing, waiting around for parts of my projects to get done so I can make more things for the project. Don't I know that feeling? One thing about me is I almost always have something to drink with me, so I'm never thirsty. Oh yeah. I try to be the same way, but I came unprepared for the stream. Honestly, I love that you're doing male and female versions of the aliens as just people. It's not something I see too often when it comes to OC aliens. Yeah, same. That's why I'm doing it. It is so much extra work, but I feel that the end result for the world building is worth it. So, and again, it also gives people a little bit of a template to go off of for making fan art if I ever decide, or if anybody ever decides to make fan art for me. If they want to make their own OC. One of my favorite things to do with Ben 10 is not make fan aliens, it's actually making alien OCs. A lot of times you guys have seen maybe on the Discord server, or the Ink Tank server, that I will do just adoptables that are members of the species. So, yeah. Okay, so let's pull up Ice Mage's artwork again, because he's going to be my color palette here. Oh, cancel that. No, cancel that. I'm gonna pull them up and use this layer as a divider. Ah, I'm not tired. Why am I yawning? Ah. Oh, that's right. Duh. So for some reason, you cannot fill a vector layer, so you have to rasterize it before you can fill. Which is a bit strange, but not unheard of, I guess. Let's grab the white, do all the white on its own layer. And I'm going to change that to white, I think. I know, actually, that being black did work better. And then that inside of there will be black. And this is how I color most things. As I will just lay in flats, each color on a different layer, and then I will like lock that layer and go to town. Yeah, I also forgot about putting black on this layer, and then the green. No, not the Omnitrix. The Omnitrix will be on its own layer. And actually, I'm going to do the white. Where's the white? Oh no, the white and the black are on the same layer. Uh-oh. Crap. That's fine. I can just select the white and Control exit out of existence. And so that's another thing, is like if you do Control X, you have to reselect this. White, white, white. There we go. Okay. So one of the ways I get my shading done so quickly is I just grab that, lock that layer, go down and more blue, and I will just slap bang a color right there. Just color that entire side of the sleeve that color. Does that work? There, I think that's how that works. Sleeves are weird. Wrinkles in sleeves are difficult sometimes. This guy. And that shine is going to contour to that shape. And it's going to go down the arm. Go. Yeah, something like that. And then this is going to go down like that as well. There we go. Now he is freezing magpie versus OC aliens just exist in the universe. Am I missing something? Hold on. I had to do voices on Monster Camp the other day, and my throat was not happy with me doing that without drinking all the time. Yeah. He didn't do bad, though. I watched that stream, or at least part of it. Sounds sort of how I do my aliens as well. Usually I think of it as a species first rather than a transformation. I just find that it helps much more in regards to the believability. Oh, yeah. It usually depends on the person. Like for Ben, as he is a guy, his aliens are male. As for what if Gwen aliens are female, a difference between do OC aliens in the Omnitrix versus OC aliens that just exist in the universe. Oh, yeah. What happened with Spring Loader's canon? Spring Loader is still canon. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. When it comes to making OC versions of my hands, it usually is wackier plus for design. Yeah. Spring Loader, like his lore? I'm not sure if you're asking about his lore or if like you're asking about if I think at one point I designed him like with Sketchwise, he had like an arm cannon. I just ditched that way early in production. I have not watched back the Monster Camp stream. Hearing my own voice is weird. I don't get why people say I sound good. I think you just have a good voice for voiceovers. I think your natural accent blended well with the accents that you were doing in game, and I think that's probably why. But for somebody who doesn't record themselves often and isn't used to hearing themselves on camera, I can understand why you feel that way. Because your inner head voice, like when you speak out loud in your own head, sounds different to how you sound on camera, and a lot of people find that jarring. Spring Loader's shoulder cannon. Again, I think I ditched that design early in the concept of him. Spring Loader, even in the... I'll pull up his image. Even in the official Omnitober art, he just has arms. And I didn't like the way that these looked. I just thought it was weird. So I gave him more springy arms and things like that. But yeah, he never had an official arm cannon. Also, I can't take praise to save my life. Yeah, well, get used to it. Okay. Black. Black is easy. I just grab like 50% opacity and just do this. Come on. There we go. Or not opacity, 50% gray or whatever. Or actually, it's less than 50%. It's like 30% black or whatever. There we go. That's all we need for the black. The ice color, I'm actually going to save for last. What is this? This is that. That doesn't need to be done. White. Same general thing. We just grab 30% from the top, roughly. There we go. Boing. Yeah, I like that. We're going to add dimension to these shapes in the way that we shade them as well. I don't know why I say we, but I. And we're in this together. You're watching. You're a part of this. I'm going to shade them as if they're triangular in shape. And that fools your brain into thinking that they are. Even when I didn't put lines down for that. Now the blue. So this is one that's going to get a shade color and a highlight. Okay, and then here's how I do the Omnitrix this time. It's got to do with the dampening of the bones and fleshy bit in your head, acting as if the natural toning, whereas the speaker doesn't have the same. Oh yeah. So like, you're talking about how your voice sounds different in your head than it does on camera. Yeah, in your own head, it's bouncing around in your own skull, which actually makes the sound slightly deeper. Weirdly enough, I don't want to say this because I've never been actually diagnosed with this, but I believe that I have either close to or perfect pitch, meaning that not only can I replicate notes that I hear pretty closely, meaning that I'm a decent singer if I chose to sing, but the voice that I hear inside my skull is also very similar to what I hear when I hear myself on camera, or on audio recording. So I'm horrible at trying to shade stuff. I never shade my art. I rarely do it, even though it makes the art look a lot better. Yeah, it does make it look a lot better. And you should shade your stuff if you can manage it. Oh, you know what? And then I need to grab this color. Go. There's both versions of the Omnitrix on different layers. And again, I'm going to do the ice effects last because it's going to be over top of all of them, so it doesn't really matter when I do it. Ugh. Oh, man, I need a more comfortable chair, y'all. Need a more comfortable chair. So, now that he's done, I'm going to throw all of this into a folder. Just throw it all in a folder so I can manage it better. So my question is, in what ways do the species vary from how Ben is designed? And I don't think they're going to vary that much, because I've already given this alien a very cool color scheme, a very icy color scheme, which is going to align with what the species is anyway. I didn't, basically what I'm saying is I didn't add like a bunch of unnecessary green to this, to this design. meaning that I can just basically take these same colors, maybe change them a little bit, and get what I want out of them. So I'm going to copy certain layers here. Copy this layer. Excuse me. I will copy... Maybe I won't copy the black layer. What is this? This is the eyeball. I don't need to copy that either. The white I will copy. And of course the ice I will copy. Omnitrix don't need to copy. Don't need to copy the other Omnitrix either. And I don't need to copy the line art. So now I can hide all that and see what we have to work with for the male version. And this is where things get a little awkward, because what I'm going to be doing is basically grabbing, this is my white layer, right? This is where things get a little, unfortunately, slow. Because I'm going to hide all the layers except for the white layer so that I make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay. Yeah, don't need any of that. I can just go ahead and erase from this layer all the Omnitrix stuff, all the, basically I can erase anything that's not ice colored, right? Yeah. There we go. So yeah, basically the process of editing the color is just going in and erasing information that you don't need and replacing it with information that you do need. It's a little slower, it's a little bit more tedious, it's a little bit more of a pain. Oh, let's see. Let me check on chat. Bless you, thank you. We have nice gaming chairs at Big Lots. Hi, Jack. Gesundheit, yes. Thank you much for the demon protection, I guess. I don't know. Every time I get close up on a piece like this, I'm always going to notice little issues, and it drives me crazy. We'll figure out what color his eye is going to be in a moment. I am going to change the color of the ice, but only after I get it all in here. I'm gonna call it a night. Hope the stream goes good for you. Oh yeah, have a good one, man. Sleep well. What color is the ice going to be if blue? I say the eye is white. Yeah, the eyes, or the ice is going to remain a shade of blue for sure. It's just going to probably change in hue slightly and maybe a little bit of lightness. I think that's what it is. It's just... There it is. The stuff that needs to be changed has been changed, I think. I'm going to grab a very, very dark blue. And I'm going to rasterize the top layer here. Because here is now where we need to start making changes. Or, I don't know what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Additions that are specific to this person. I'm going to grab very royal blue to highlight this with as well. Yeah, I like that. Actually, no, I don't like that. Change my mind. Desaturate. Discombobulate. There we go. That's what I like. And I'm actually going to make this black. No, not the whole layer, you dingus. What? Oh, because it's connected to the... There we go. Make that black. There we go. And I think white is not a bad call for the eyeball itself. Or the eye diamond, whatever. I think in canon lore, Ben... I'm sorry, I should start reading from the top down. What do you think how the transformation works? Simply perfect female versions of the species, or does it costumize according to the users and their DNA? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Bents. But I will say that you mentioned like customized. I prefer my aliens to be customized. Like, I'm not sure if you were here for the beginning of the stream, but I did this version where it is kind of been themed with the Omnitrix symbols and the little black and white bits. I think in canon lore, Ben becomes the essential Chad of the... Yeah. Ben becomes the, like, kind of peak physical version of the aliens, and I do like that. Whether that was always meant to be canon or not, I do think it is an interesting bit of lore. Okay, so now we have all that done. Chuck these in a folder, and we do essentially the same thing. Oh, I did say I was going to change the hue of the ice. Hold on before we do that. Let's bring the saturation up. Hue slightly more green, luminosity up. There we go. Turn that layer off so you can see what I mean. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Make it slightly greener. See what I mean? So now we have the back and forth between maybe even child and adult male. It's so funny, actually. I see, this is not intentional, but I see this area right here. This, let me just grab this. This area right here as a mustache and goatee. Because when you turn it on and off, it does kind of look like a mustache, right? It's funny. It's funny how your brain will pull that.
You are not welcome on the Ice Council, Ben Tennyson. I do not care how perfect or Chad-like you believe your alien forms to be. I am the ruler of this domain, and I say that you are banished to the icy realms.
I don't know. Ben fucked up. This is going to be even harder to, I think, pull from. We'll see. I think I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate all of these layers. So what I'll do is like just grab this entire folder and punch it underneath of the female line art, and then dump these back out of the folder. Delete the folder. Delete that line art of the male, top line art. And then I will go one by one and adjust. That's probably the best way to do this. So for this color, right, yeah. erase this. I also need to erase this. Actually, I think this would probably be mostly shading at this point. Belch. Excuse me. Is this ice magic or simply this name sounded cool? It's kind of ice magic. It's ice mage because it was a play on Ice Age. Like somebody suggested the name Ice Age, and I was like, oh, we'll just add a letter to that. But in general, it does function. This alien's powers do function more like ice magic. Not only can they generate ice and snow, but they can also control its shape and location and form. Like it can levitate ice shards, and it can move snow and winds and things after the snow has been generated, after the ice has been generated. So it's kind of a mixture of like generation of ice, similar to Big Chill and Artiguana, but also the manipulation of that ice after the fact. Cryo manipulation? I don't know. Did you really just give an alien made of shards of ice a dump truck posterior? No. I gave her a plow truck posterior. Snow plow. In general, though, I mean, yeah, I wanted to give her a little bit of hips, right? Though, as I go. Cryogenesis, yeah. Or cryokinesis. Yeah, cryokinesis, I think, is the best way to say that. Could you tell me how does Stank Bomb powers work? And what about that bomb on his tail? What's the lore for it? Okay, Stank Bomb is obviously based on a skunk. And if they, as a species, right, like if a member of the species, or I guess if Ben feels threatened, that bomb on their tail can be detached and thrown as a deterrent, right? It deters predators away from them, just like a skunk would. And when that bomb is removed, a new one will regrow. Almost instantly, maybe within a couple minutes. But I don't know if you noticed, if you saw my more recent versions of, what's the name? Stank Bomb. On the male and female versions, I did little decorations on the tail. The decorations are kind of like a social status in the tribes of that planet. They pride themselves on not having to use their bombs. You know, the more intimidating, the more powerful you appear, the less likely you are to be attacked, and therefore the less likely you are to need to defend yourself. So the longer you go without using your bomb, the more symbols that you can collect on that bomb, you know, by maybe there's a ritual once a year or once a month or something, and the more symbols you collect, the higher status you are in your community. You know, maybe even potentially it could be used as a mating ritual type thing as well, you know. The more decorated a male is, the more appealing he is to a female, because she'll be able to see that he can protect her young without needing to use his diversion tactic, you know. All that type of stuff. That's not what I wanted. So yeah, that's the lore of the tail bomb. Obviously, Ben uses it much more as an offensive thing and isn't aware of that lore. If he ever met the members of the species, I'm sure they'd be appalled by how often he uses his bomb. You know, all that. Makes sense? Yeah, let it go. Doesn't he lose all decoration when you use the bomb? Yes, exactly. So that is why there is that's a status placement, right? If you use your bomb, you know, everybody's happy that you survived that encounter, but now you are reset. You are having to start from the bottom. But I'm sure that there's another aspect of, like, you know, now you have a story to tell, right? So that could also gain you some status, is having, you know, encounter stories. So it came from Chad to 0 instantly. Yeah, that's why they don't like using it. Yeah, exactly. And society. I don't know, it's weird. I just wanted to give them a kind of a interesting societal oddity. I guess that's the word for it. Okay, that part is done. That. So we will start with just the coloring of these. Come on, load. There we go. How long have we been going for? I wonder. Drazen, can you give me an uptime? That'd be great. That's why, yeah, could it be that the more often you use the bomb, the more potent it becomes? That's an option, yeah. Maybe that's why Ben is so good with it, but, like, yeah. So they are great melee combat. I mean, I don't think they would be terrible in melee combat, but I think it's more of an intimidation thing, like, oh, you got through the woods with the predators, and you didn't have to use your bomb. You must be really intimidating. You know? or, oh, you had an encounter with the Cougar Jaguar or something, you know, whatever, and you kept your bomb intact. That's crazy. How did you fend it off, you know? Sister19lol.online. Yeah, let's go ahead and delete that. Nobody click on that. Can we... add what Ash did for his streams and have the you must be subscribed for a day or whatever type thing. To defend themselves, yeah, I think they're pretty intuitive, or they're pretty what's the word? I think they have the potential to be good fighters. That's what I was trying to say. I don't think they're poor fighters. They have to be clever to avoid using that bomb for their own societal, you know, pressures. So yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. Where can I watch your collab with or Ash with the Pokemon thing? That would be over on the Rust Bucket Twitch. I believe that video is up. Unfortunately, that video ended very abruptly. We didn't get to really outro because Ash's internet went out due to scheduled maintenance, apparently, that he was not privy to. So that sucks. But we got all the way up until the end. We just didn't get to do our final wrap-up and outro. So, yeah, go watch that after this stream. You know. Okay, so back down to the ice layer. Let's grab this color. Actually, I'll just do this on its own separate layer. Just grab that. That'll be plenty. Whoopsie. No, lock the layer, darn it. There we go. And then grab the later color. not tired, you're tired. Did I just yawn and not realize it? I'm sorry. I don't even know anymore, man. Actually, no, I should just go ahead and do that on another layer. There we go. Okay. Now I think everybody's done. I'm going to grab this ice layer, bring this up. Nope, not going to bring that up. I guess I'm going to bring the ice layer down. Oh, this is not good. Alright, never mind then. Alright, I can do this mathematically, that's fine. Because I want to change the color of the ice again to be... Oh, that's the white, never mind. To be more blue, but less saturated and brighter. No, more saturated actually. That's probably better. Okay, so 14, 70, 23. Just remember that. Three. There she is. Oops. That's not good. That's the whole layer, isn't it? Alright, let's just grab everything except for the head. And copy that layer. And then we'll do the 14, not 27, 70, 23. And that should have done it, right? This blue. No, that didn't do it. Why didn't that do it? What happened? There it is. There it is. This blue and that blue are the same. Okay, perfect. 14, 70, 23. Yeah. Okay. So we have female done. Nice, 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 nice. Hamburg country. Nice, 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 nice. Ice, 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 ice. Oh yeah, and I forgot. We got to do the, speaking of ice, we got to do the icy wind coming from their sleeves, which is super easy. Well, maybe. We just do one layer above and one layer below. Okay. Now, I'm going to lower the opacity on these for sure. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? This is going to be weird, but what I'm going to do is do these both on the same layer so that my effects are going to be the same, and then I'll just copy and paste this one down to the bottom layer. Because I planned on giving both of these like a frosted edge. And then taking some of these go. And then we are going to grab some... Should we do diamonds or sparkles? What looks more like ice? Sparkles or diamonds? Or maybe both, honestly. Let's get the... I need to particle size, particle size, particle size. Honestly, I think both, because it looks like magic either way. We're actually gonna undo that and just throw some of these. I don't have like a snowflake brush, unfortunately. I could probably find one pretty quick. Put some soft pentagons in here. Circles. Stars. I don't know. I don't need stars. What we can do now is blur, Gaussian blur, blur the heck out of it. Oh. Is everything crashing? Uh-oh. Are we good? Oh, there's some lag. Oh, there's some lag. Oh, the screen went black. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. There it goes. There we go. Actually, that's maybe a little too blurry. Oh well, that's fine though, because what I can do is just go back in with more diamonds. And those are stars. Oops. Go in with more diamonds and just crisp up some of these shapes. Yeah, okay. And then we just take a big soft eraser. Erase out a little bit of the center. And then I just grab this. No, wait, one more thing before we do anything else. Duplicate this. Overlay, add glow. Which looks better, overlay or add glow? I'm thinking overlay. So it's a little bit glowy, but not like super glowy. Merge that down. It's going to affect it a little bit, but I think it's okay. And then we grab this one and move it below. No. Copy paste. Cut that one. And then we move this one below. There we are. And this fills the canvas like almost to the very edge, which I don't love, but this will be saved as a PNG and I'll be able to put it into another piece of art and stuff, so yeah. Yeah. Drazen, I very much appreciate you taking care of these weird, stupid bots. I'm gonna have to see if I can do something about that in my settings, because that's a pain. I don't want you to have to constantly deal with that. Oh, that hurt. Ow. That was not my throat that hurt. When I coughed, I felt my, like, rib pop. Ow, on my right side. Oh, maybe it's a sign I need to stretch. They played Ash's stream as well, yeah. Oh, time to stretch. Everybody at home, put your hands above your head and stretch. Give me your energy. Oh. Let's see. Do I have the time and energy to do one more of these? We'll see. You know, I can't really do a full 4-hour stream. I do have to work tomorrow at some point, so I'd like to be... We'll try to get another one done, though. We'll see who's next. Who's next in the list? It's Lock and Load. I don't love him very much, but after that is Insectoad and Hypnotoise. Hypnotoise is going to be a pain. I don't know what I'm going to do for Hypnotoise. I might have to redesign him again for the 3rd time. But then we have Day 8 Carbonator, which is one of my favorites, so yeah, we'll see. Okay. Should I just throw this into this folder? I don't know, maybe not. I will just make one big folder with all of these folders contained inside of it. And I'll grab all these and I'll just throw them inside that folder as well. So we also have, back to what we've done, I didn't do this on stream. I did this right before the stream, but just a little bit of a recap. We've got Spring Loader. Doing these springs was such a pain. I didn't do them all by hand. There was a method used to do them, but still, either way, doing them was a pain. I like his face a lot, though. I really like this face. Kind of Earthworm Jim-esque. And then we have the male version, which is the Intracoilon, is the name of the species. That reminds me, we need to come up with a species name for Ice Mage. And then we have the female version. Turn these off. Yeah, what species name are we going to name the Ice Mages? I'm going to make a little note of it so that I can save these later. Let's make a little black mark up in the corner here. What do you guys think for the name here? It's got to be something like Magus, Cryos, Cryomagus. Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. It could just be Cryomagicians, you know, from the planet Cryomagia. Because, I mean, we have species names like Arachnochimp, which is like, chimp is an earth word, so the word magician is not going to feel out of place in the Ben 10 lore. Which, by the way, I hate the species name Arachnochimp, but it's fine, because they're not even chimps, they have tails. Anyway. But yeah, I think Cryomagician could work. Spell Magician. Ugh. Magic Iron. Okay. Raspberry. Raspberry. Boo. What do you mean? Okay. Yeah, Cryomagician. I think that works pretty well. On to the next. Omnitober Day 5, which is this little dude. This one I feel actually I could just do one version of. I feel like this species is so robotic that I don't even need to do male and female versions other than just color swaps. And removal of the Omnitrix, clearly. And maybe some tiny things like getting rid of these little white stripes. But like, elsewise, yeah, I think this one could potentially be very easy. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Or not delete this, but undo that. So I guess the big thing is like, what are we posing? How are we posing them? And are we going to redesign this character at all? Because like, I don't know if I love this design very much, or at least I don't think I like the legs very much. So let's, what kind of pose? Cryo Magician thumbs down, huh? Why don't you like Cryo Magician? I think it's fine. Maybe we do like a leaning forward instead of a leaning back. TF2 engineer, sentry going up, yeah. Sentry going up! Spy! Sapping my sentry! Definitely was an inspiration for these guys. Doesn't roll off the tongue, that's why. Looks like a droidica? Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I mean, I understand what you mean by it doesn't roll off the tongue very well. Maybe we'll workshop it later. But I don't think Cryo Magicians is that bad. How about lock and load a Revolverian or Revolveteran? Okay, question. Should the legs be mechanical, like, hinge, or should they be more like metal tentacles, like Doc Ock style, that come down and have, like, I don't know, a foot of some kind here? What do you guys think looks more interesting? Revolatron, yeah. Because I think both have merit. Like hinge. Like this. Kind of like crab legs. Or like tentacle legs. And should I up the legs to 4 instead of 3? I think tripod is better. Tentacles similar to his arms, so he can use that as ammo too. That's also true. I don't know if he would use his own legs as ammo. That seems a little counterintuitive, but I see where you're coming from. The visual symmetry there makes sense. 2 hinges for male, tentacle for female. Ooh, that's an option. I hadn't thought about that. That's a lot of extra work, but I have to think about this. The way that this arm is turning, I have to think about, like, how the whole rest of the body is turning. Because I think this is like this. Is that how this works? It doesn't feel like that's how this works. It's probably best if we don't twist it around too much. That's how that works. Okay. Could you give him 2 cannons? It would make him like a cool robot devil with cannon horns. Alright, we'll play around with that design element. Yeah, we can try that. The reason I didn't give him 2 cannons initially is because I thought it would look too much like the TF2 Sentry. Which I didn't want, because it has like dual machine guns up here, right? But we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Because I think I know what you're talking about. Like, let's make it a little bit smaller here. Even a little bit smaller. Where it's like, let's have the initial shape, and then like that. What do you think about that? I'm gonna leave it for a little while, see how I feel. Because having 2 ammo cartridges going into 1 gun, like, I think 2 makes more sense logically. But like, they're also being converted into like energy rather than being fired as bullets, so like, you know, it doesn't really matter. No? Yeah, something like that. Also, it would make sense. You show both arms and his heads. Well, yes, but not like that. Okay. Is it possible for you to describe to me in what way you were thinking, Hades? I think I might go with the tentacle legs. That's a lot of tentacles, though. A lot of overlapping stuff. Let the man design his alien the way he wants. I mean, I don't disagree with feedback. I'm always looking for feedback. You know. I have a trouble imagining it any other way. How would you want to do two cannons? Because they would be connected in the middle right there. I think the tentacles are going to be easier to draw than the mechanical legs anyway. They would for sure be easier to animate, I think. U, like a U on the sides. And delete the like like that? Is that what you mean? I like these horns. I think they need to have like a hinge kind of mechanism so that they can move up and down and around. I imagine it like he would aim by spinning this portion of his head, or maybe not even, just rotating his whole body. Maybe this should be rounded at the bottom so that this can spin around like this, and then these go up and down like this. He's giving me, for some reason, weirdly enough, he's giving me bear vibes right now. Like, literally teddy bear with these claws and the ear thing. I don't know why he's giving me, like, bear. He shouldn't be giving me bear, but it doesn't make any sense. But he's giving me, like, bear energy. I don't know. Screw my idea. This is better. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think this is ready for line art. I think, or not line art, to differentiate the species. So I think I do want to keep this one easy, and I don't think it needs a differentiation of species. I think this alien in general is probably just non-binary. So maybe just get rid of the Omnitrix, and like the color scheme is what makes it gendered in some way. Like, or I guess the color scheme would relate to whoever. Like if it was a Gwen transformation, it would be blue and orange. If it's a Ben transformation, it's gonna be, you know, I guess red and with the black and white, you know? I don't know. Maybe we make the Ben version more black and white and green? I don't know. It's a thing. But in general, I don't think there should be much of a difference. You can move his cannons over his top, back and forth, to make them front and back and rotate. Yeah. So like the way I'm imagining this is like both of these cannons can back and forth like this, right? And then this entire unit swivels around to help them both aim. They reproduce asexually. I don't even know how they are produced, I'll be honest with you. Like, this species doesn't really all make that much sense to me. It's similar to Sonorosians. But yeah, no, I think what you're getting at here with that last comment was like one could go back, one could go forward, and then it could rotate and he could get both sides at the same time, shoot both ways at the same time. And then it could spin. Robear. No, it's not a bear. I'm not making this a bear. It just, the claws made it look some sort of bear. Like, it might be a situation where, like, in robots where they build their young or whatever. I don't know. Does this thing have DNA? I don't know. There's probably something in it that's organic. You know, how does NRG work, right? Like, it's a radioactive being inside of a different suit, and the Omnitrix makes that whole suit. Like, how do they reproduce? How does the energy race reproduce? Just, you know, how necessary is the suit? Like, there's some things about certain aliens that just don't make any sense. And I'm okay with that. You know, like, how does clockwork work as an alien? It doesn't really matter. The point is, this is an alien species, and there's a whole planet full of them, or at least partially full of them. They lay a grenade and wait for it to explode, and then boom, child. That's really funny. I like that, actually. They incubate the grenade for 6 months. When an AK-47 and an M16 love each other very much. Okay. Okay, I am so tired of this music. I'm gonna skip it. Ugh. I just needed something different. My idea was rotating and oscillating front to back separately. Oh, like two individual cannons that can do that, and like they can swivel. Yeah, I see what you mean. I didn't want it to look like two big boobies with very large erection. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Boobies with erect nipples? Yeah. You know what? I might just bust out the friggin' circle tool, which I hate doing. Once I have one circle, I can do the rest. I think. Well, I must leave now. Food is calling me. Take care. Jack, this is not the Golden Soul campaign. Yeah. Mind out of the gutter. I didn't even realize. Of course, that's you. Duh. I was. Yeah. Hi, Josh. I didn't recognize your username. Everything makes sense now. What is my stabilization set at? 9? It needs to be like way higher than that. Yes, it is me, your favorite bard, yeah. For those of you who don't know, Hades and I play D&D together. But he goes by a different username on Discord, and that's why I didn't recognize him. Ugh. I'm actually going to do this one in reverse order, since it's going to be such a simple one. I'm going to do the species version first, and then basically go back and add the Omnitrix and stuff on a separate layer on top. And truly the best way to do this type of thing would be to draw basically a, and I put this in quotation marks, nude version of the alien, and then dress them up, right? So like you just have the basic body type, and then you can put whatever clothing you want on them, whether that be a Ben 10 supersuit or a species cultural specific garb. But I'm stupid and didn't think of that. I might try to do that with the ones if I do them. If I do more of these off camera, I might try to do that, but I don't want to do that on YouTube because everybody's gonna be like, "Why are you making them naked?" And I'd be like, "I'm not," and then I get banned from YouTube.
We like drawing naked people.
Or painting naked people. That's what it was.
And we're not doing it for the sake of art. And we're not even doing it for the...
I don't even remember.
Good night, everybody.
I love the Animaniacs, man. That show is... The classic version and even the reboot version are pretty darn good. I think the reboot version is... suffers a little bit, but that's just because you can't top what has already been the best. Yeah, Forearms does have difficult garb. It's does have cultural garb. It's just super. I think later version of Forearms has the golden bands, which I don't think is a very good look for Forearms personally. I much prefer the wrestling looking supersuit unitard, whatever you want to call it. I much prefer that for Forearms. I think it just looks better on him than the almost like nude. Like, I don't like shirtless Forearms. Normally it doesn't bother me with aliens, but since I'm so used to seeing him with a shirt on in Alien Force, him being shirtless is just jarring to me. I like what they tried to do with it. Like, I understand that, like, oh, they wanted to work in the actual cultural colors to Forearms' design, because that they established that culture uses a lot of gold in their clothing, and I get that. Doesn't mean I have to like it. The first time Alien Force Ben turns into Forearms. Honey! Where is my super suit? I need it. The Omnitrix chimes.
I'm the greatest good you're ever going to get.
Nor does heat blast or other aliens that clothing wouldn't work on some of them. I've seen some people put like some sort of clothing on heat blast. I think even the 5YL version of heat blast has some element of like pants or something. I can't remember. I don't think it looks bad. I'm a big old Ben Wanner. I would rather. I don't want anything to change. But no, I think just heat blast looks best when he is just big rocky texture. You know, how would clothing work? He would have to have heat-resistant clothing, which, you know, or heat-proof clothing, even. Yeah, this guy, he's gonna have the Ben 10, like, themes to his outfit. Like the black and white with the Omnitrix and stuff, but he's not gonna be wearing any clothing. Technically speaking. They are a species of pyrosapiens. Yeah, I think if they wanted to figure out clothing, they would. But they live on like a sun. So, where are they gonna get that type of material, you know? Where do Pyronites get non-pyronic materials? They'd have to go off-world, probably. Because any machinery that would be needed to make such clothing would be melted or destroyed or messed with by the heat, you know. reboot shorts, they have robes, do they? Okay. Cool. I haven't watched any of the reboots, so... I will say, though, I think I've watched maybe a couple of those reboot lore shorts videos. I know I watched the one on Kinet, right? The Accelerate Planet. I think the lore that they've established for those aliens is nice. It's not too bad. None of it's like so egregious that I don't want to view it as canon, you know. Man, do I hate drawing concentric circles. And you know what? I hate doing it to such a degree that I'm going to bust out the circle tool again. And I'm just going to do... Whoa. Oops. No, that's not what I want. I hate that. Darn it. So the cool thing about vector layers is now that these lines are above them, I can just go in on the layer below and just delete these lines right up to the lines that are on a layer above them. It's so weird, and it works in ways that I don't fully understand, but it's neat. And sure, maybe these aren't perfect cylinder guns or whatever, but... And actually, in fact, I'm going to redraw this, or re-angle this. There we go. That looks good enough. Oh, crap. I forgot the... Oh, sorry I was silent there for so long. Just got really focused on the... getting those shapes right. Or at least close to being right. Let's see. No riffing. Or riffling? I don't know what that word is. Refiling? I don't know. Ugh. Okay. So now what we do is duplicate this, and we turn on the bend layer, and I just boop, 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 boop. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is imply that these are indented rather than poking out. I wish there was like a hack for drawing the Omnitrix correctly every time, but I don't really think there is one, unfortunately. You just have to eyeball it. Hope that it looks right. I've gotten pretty good at it, but... Rifling? Rifling. No rifling. What does that mean, though? Please tell me you know what rifling is. Like rifling through the trash. I'm assuming it has something to do with guns. I don't... Because rifle... I don't know. I don't know what it meant in context. No rifling. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So, an average member of this species, what do they look like? I'm thinking like gunmetal grays and like blue grays, like these cool bluish grays. Probably the majority of them. Maybe some more blue accents. Or they could be yellow, like warning label yellow, like that type of thing. I mean, they're sentries, right? They're like... Also, I just noticed something. I have to change. There we go. Alright, let's get the for sure gray parts in first. And then we'll play with the bed version. I think if we do not yellow, 2 megawatt. Yeah, you got a point there. Jack, how do we get your attention? I don't know. I just wait until I look over at the screen. I imagine a tank-like green. Yeah, that could work too. We'll try green. Military green. I don't want to do specifically like camouflage colors or anything. Or like camouflage pattern, but colors I'll do. I also could see in UAF they gave him this tank-like color. Barrel of the gun. I don't know what you mean. It does look dope though. Thank you. My reading comprehension skills are apparently very bad. I'm sorry if I don't understand what your message says. It's probably not your fault. Yeah, go baby tank. Oh. Oh. My my chair is not comfortable enough. Maybe the colors change depending on the environment. Yeah, that's also fair, depending on where they're born or whatever.
That's also a good idea.
Oh, I think I know what you meant when you said the barrel of the gun. Or I think I know what you meant when you said that, like, color that. I was gonna color it, like, lit up, like this one. But, I think black would work fine. And speaking of which, we're gonna color that black and that black and that black. And then we're gonna go... I don't know what color the eyes and stuff are going to be just yet. Oops. Damn it. Whatever. Color, are you British or something? Look up. Gray eyes, not to reflect. Also, like military sunglasses. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. This is why I need to live stream this shit more often, because chat is such... It's full of such great ideas. Gray eyes are cool. Yeah. Again, we'll see what it looks like. I feel like gray eyes is going to make it look like it's deactivated, though. I kind of associate robots with glowing eyes. Like, I understand that you wouldn't want glowing eyes in, like, a military tactical sense. But... I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. We'll see. I'm gonna undo the shading on these lines here, specifically because I don't think they would ever do that in the show. Like, the animation for that would be terrible. I know this doesn't have to be show accurate or anything, but like, thinking about like, how would this character animate? How many details would you really necessarily need to draw? You know? And how fun would it be to draw those things over and over and over and over and over and over again? And the answer to that question in my mind with that shading was not at all. Jack, look up at the chat. Quit it. I know, I need to check chat more often, I'm sorry. Oh, I just got the "Are you still listening? Continue watching" thing. Oh, and now I've started listening to something that wasn't on my playlist, and I'm nervous that it's copyrighted. I'm gonna go back up to the top of my playlist. I hope that wasn't copyrighted. In the event that that was copywritten and that had to be silenced during that part of the video, probably haven't missed much. Just 22 minutes of content. Let's see, what color should this be? Probably just another color, shade of green. I think white for the teeth. Yeah, I mean, even white for the eyes could work. Just give it that, like, unindividual look. Maybe that, like, hive mind look that Ben isn't going to have, you know? Oh, that's why that looks like that. No. Because it's not firing a bullet, it's firing an energy pellet, so it doesn't matter. There. Do. Okay. Oh. Does that work? I don't know. Yeah, I think I like the white eyes for the species. Okay, so now, what elements of this am I going to copy over for the Ben version? I think I'm going to keep the gray parts for sure. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, I should lump all these into a folder. Or at least separate them by a folder. That works. Okay. I'm going to copy all the green bits so that I can just recolor them. I'll copy that as well. I'll copy the mouth too. I mean, really, I just copied everything, but... Okay, so Ben's I have as red by default for some reason, because I thought the species was going to be red by default. But I don't know if I want to keep that now, you know? We could have it be any color under the sun. Including red. I had the face as red though. So let's up the luminosity, up the saturation. Maybe not up the luminosity that much. I should do one thing at a time. Oh, this is pure gray. Duh. Okay. So what I'll need instead is I'll copy this version and I'll just grab this color red, make it a little bit more saturated. Overlay. Now I can play with the color. Again, I don't know why Ben's would be red. I feel like it would more naturally be green, or the way that I've designed this would actually probably be more like white. This is actually looking like a rabbit now. So if I turn the saturation down and just like, I don't know, luminosity all the way up and do white. black. Reddish orange. Nice Christmas. Now I know this one I want to be black. Turn the saturation all the way down, turn the luminosity all the way down. Or maybe not all the way down, but... actually, I know what I can do with this as well. No, that's not what I want. Okay, turn the saturation all the way down. Edit. Tonal correction. Contrast. So I can get those like gray. Bits of shading. Or highlighting or whatever you want to call it. Honestly, it's probably best if I just color the whole thing in. I wonder if I can get away with this. Nope. Didn't think so. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Those remain the same. The eyes are going to be green, of course. I'm noticing an issue. I don't know if you guys are seeing it on stream as well. That my pixels are like overlapping weirdly, and it's creating like some anti-aliasing issues. I have a fix for that, I think. We'll see though. Got work in 6 hours. Should probably head out. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, though. How the hell did I mess that up? Oh well, whatever. Fixed it. Sort of. Really bugs me now. Yeah, that's not gonna be noticeable now. Okay, I think this might be done, but the solution, whoops, that I had for this is just duplicating this line art. And then moving it up one tick. And moving it over one tick. And that seems to have fixed it. I can merge those down. Okay. Let's throw all this in a folder. So we have the army green members of this species of really only one gender. And then we have the Ben version, the much flashier version. I don't know why it's red. It doesn't really matter to me why it's red. Ben's Omnitrix decided to make the skin tone red. If you think it should be canon that it should be this skin tone but with an Omnitrix on it, that's fine by me. Yeah, that's what I got. And I think with that, I'm going to end the stream because it is almost 3 a.m. for me. And, yeah, I think it's about that time. I don't really have the time or energy to do another one or even another set of sketches. But what should we, before we go, what should we call the species name for this? I'll make another note here. Do we have... yeah, do we have an idea for a species name? Sentry, turret, barrel, gun, lock and load is the name of the alien, so like... Ammunition... That's their whole thing, is like ammunition. Revolverian? Revolverian? What about like cartridge? What about the word cartridge? Cartridite. Cartridite? These things look small. They feel small. I feel like Revolverian is a little hard to say. It's a little hard to read, not gonna lie. Cartridge, ammunition. Nanotank. You know, we could also call this like a subspecies as well as like nano something else. Or nanotank. Yeah, nanotank. Nanotank. It's not really a tank, though. I mean, I don't know, it functions like one, fair enough, but it's more of a sentry, it's more of a turret, it's more of a gun for locking down an area. So, railgun? Because it's got these, like, rails and tubing. Rail... Cartridge, cartrail... Cartralians? Cartralian isn't bad. Amotin. Amotinians. Railguns. Emotin. Emoti. Karamoti? No. It's tough. Artillery. Ballista. There's so many, like, gun words. There really are so many. It's got dual barrel, double barreled. Sent. Ammo 10 and refers to motion. Emotion. Sentai. Biberin? The Tyranni? It's tough. It could just be the reloadins. Tarankia is not bad either. Reloadins isn't too bad. Reloading. Tarankian. All of these are pretty valid. Like none of them necessarily stand out more than the other. I think I'm gonna go with reloading though, and not just because I came up with it, but it's just like their primary function of their arms and stuff, and like it's reloading, and the name of this alien is Lock and Load. Or no, is it? Yeah, is it lock and load? Jeez, I don't remember now. I think it is. I have to look at the prompt list again. Yeah, it's lock and load. So, Relodian Terrankians. Relodans from the planet Terrank. How about that? So you could say they are Terrankians, like we are Earthlings, right? They're from the planet Terrank, but the name of their species is Relodans. I think that works. I think that works. So, yes, with that, we are going to end the stream. I will save all these images and upload them places later, probably the Inktank server and all that first. But, yes, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me and watching me complete some of this stuff. Let's go over what I did. So first and foremost, this is what we started the stream with. I didn't draw this on stream, but I drew it right before stream. This is Spring Loader, and then a male intracoilon, and a female intracoilon. But let's bring Spring Loader back up. And then we have Ice Mage, the Cryo Magician, or Cryo Magian, whatever you want to call it. Cryo Magician, though, I think is the name I'm going to go with. There's a male Cryo Magian, Cryo Magician, and a female Cryo Magician. So Ice Mage. And then we have the default male/female non-binary look for the Reloden from planet Terrank, and then we have Ben's version of a Reloden. So I like these a lot. I appreciate y'all stopping by and hanging out with me, and I hope to see you next stream. I'm terrible at doing outros, but yeah, thank you again, and I will see you next time. Peace.